Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy back at it again with another Minecraft video. And today we're going to be doing a Q&A. I'm here with Iris.
Hi, my name is Iris, I guess. I also have a YouTube channel. We did part one there, but Stanford 24 with Logic, exciting times.
Yeah, so we asked you guys some questions on Instagram and we have them pulled up. And yeah, we're just going to go through them. All right, so first question. What was your major deciding factor in picking your college?
Honestly, fit for me. So I was debating between Stanford and some East Coast schools and Berkeley. And I really wanted to go into entrepreneurship and tech. So like Silicon Valley is basically the hub for that. So before I got into Stanford, I was debating between Berkeley, which is a public school, and Cornell or Dartmouth, which is like they're private on the East Coast. And I was actually having a really hard decision because it seems like private schools had more support for its students,
Mm-hmm.
and you get like smaller class sizes, and that's something I like. But Berkeley's like located in the area that I want to be in.
Uh,
So I honestly still don't know how I would have like chose between those like kind of two different spectrums.
mhm.
But then I got into Stanford, which was a private school with small classes right in the area that I wanted to be in. So yeah, it had like everything I was looking for. So I would say to anybody, really know your criteria, like where you want to be, what type of classes or school support and community you want to have, and then pick off of those criteria.
Mhm. Before I got my Stanford decision, I was deciding between Columbia and Brown. I think I was leaning more towards Brown because I don't really like New York, like the concept of it. Um, but like Brown, I think wouldn't have given me as many opportunities because Providence is like a lot smaller of a city. But I think that Stanford being like right next to Silicon Valley would give me like a lot more opportunities. Like I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do like for my career, but I think that Stanford with all its like entrepreneurship would be the best place for me to like explore what I would want to do. Next question. What was going through your mind when you opened your Stanford decision letter?
I thought it was fake. I mean, I was like, wait, what? Like, and literally the day after that, like, I woke up in the morning and I was like, wait, I feel like that was all fake. So then I had to like check my portal again to make sure it was still there.
Yeah, so I like going into March 27th, I wasn't really expecting anything because like Ivy Day, it like really hit hard, took a lot of L's, but yeah, like I also thought it was fake. Like honestly, like now I still like have a hard time believing that I got in.
Yeah, yeah, me too. It's definitely like quite a mental adjustment.
Mhm. Windows or Mac?
Math.
I'm also
You
Mac.
can like sync it with everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like
Better UI.
Windows like like PCs definitely like perform better and they're like cheaper, but like the Apple ecosystem is like so hard to get out of.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, when should I start preparing for college?
Like in what sense? Academics, maybe try like freshman year or like ASAP. Because honestly, like middle school kind of prepares you academically for high school, which is like the standard. Well, like you want to like be as like on top of your game as you can, right, in high school for
Mhm.
college. So like ASAP. But start with academics, then worry about your extracurriculars
Mhm.
and like then essays. So it's kind of like a staggering timeline.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. I think for me, I went to like the same school for middle school and high school. The same like principles that our school had for high school already applied to us in middle school. I was like already thinking about college in like sixth, seventh grade.
Oh wait, can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Like I think the classes you take in middle school are actually kind of important because like a lot of my friends who got into really good schools, like they started taking like advanced math classes like in middle school. So like take the
Mhm.
highest class you can get. So that
Yeah.
once you get into high school, you can take like advanced classes as early as possible so that you can take as many APs as you can. Um, yeah, so like
Mhm.
definitely start thinking about your high school course load when you're
In
in
middle
middle school,
school.
or just like if you're already in high school, then like
Mhm.
yeah, just definitely plan out how you want to do your 4 years, like make a 4 year plan.
Right. If you could redo high school, what would you do differently?
You should answer it first. I think I needed more time to think.
I don't even know how to answer this.
Yeah.
Um, If I could redo high school differently, I think that I would try to take things more seriously quicker. Because I think, especially like freshman year, college seemed like super far away. So I was just like doing whatever. And all the activities that I was in, I wasn't really pursuing them to like my full capabilities because I was just like going through the flow. But especially when I was in like junior year, I really like doubled down and put like put all my effort into like everything that I did. If I had the mindset I had now back when I was in freshman year, I think I could have done like a lot more than what I have done currently.
Yeah. Okay. So my answer is, I think, pretty controversial, and it's definitely just my personal opinion. And to preface it, like, I love my high school. Like, I had a
Did
great experience in high school, which is why I had such a hard time thinking
you want to
of
go to a
this
different
answer.
school?
Yeah, I wish I went to a boarding school actually.
Really?
So I made some friends, like kind of later on in high school who go to private boarding schools,
Hmm.
and it just sounds like they have the best experience ever. Like, maybe this is not the case for every boarding school, but they go to Andover, which is, I guess, like one
Oh
of
yeah, that's
the,
in Massachusetts.
yeah, yeah, like, yeah,
You go
it's
to
like one of the
Phillips?
best.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, no, no. I know the school, but I don't know if
Oh,
like other people are gonna know
oh
it. So
no, Andover.
I personally, I would have had such a great experience there because it's kind of like I think what we're going to be experiencing in college, but just with like
Mhm.
a younger demographic. Like the school has like a ton of support for you, so many extracurriculars. Your peers are like, because you do have to like apply to get into the high school. So it's
Right.
literally like a college, but just kind of like for high school. So like for those of you who are like wanting to go to like Harvard or Yale, like I think Andover, like Phillips, Exeter, like those are like basically the Harvard and Yales for high school. So if you have that, like if you want to go to Harvard and Yale for that college experience, the rigorous academics, really bright peers, I think like those high schools are honestly like probably a fit for you. And I think I would have just like thrived in that environment because a lot of the times in my high school, I go to a public high school, I just felt like I was limited by like the resources I had, which is why most of my extracurriculars were like outside of school because I just couldn't find anything at my school. I like honestly couldn't relate to like a lot of people at my school. Like my friend group was very small. So like the social scene wasn't that great either. So yeah, I just think because I'm so excited to go to like college now, I think I would have like had a great experience at like Andover. And also they have financial aid and like everything that these top tier colleges have as
Mhm.
well. So it just seems like college at an earlier stage.
Mhm. Do you think you would be the same person you are now, like personality wise, if you had gone to a boarding school?
I think maybe I wouldn't be as self-motivated as I am now.
Mhm.
Because I think a lot of my self-motivation comes from the fact that like nothing was handed to me and I had to like get everything on my own. And like when I do that repeatedly and see the result, I'm like, wow, like I can do this. So like
Mhm.
I built a lot of self-confidence.
Right, right.
And maybe if I went to Andover, like all of my peers would be doing the same things, and like I guess people are like more like take it for granted, I guess.
Hmm.
So then they're less self-motivated,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
If
I don't
anyone
know.
from Andover or Exeter is watching this, we don't hate you, I promise.
Yeah, no, I love you. Like I want to go to your school. Like during college apps, I watched like so many like applying to Andover videos. Like I was like already a
There are
senior,
videos
but I was
about
like, oh
applying
my,
to Andover.
there's like, yeah, there's like people like vlogging about like a day in my life at Andover. Um, and yeah, there's just like videos on the school.
Next question. This is like more directed to you, but it says,
Uh,
what kind of extracurriculars should potential econ majors do?
Probably something econ related, but also depends on what school you apply to. Like honestly, like liberal arts schools don't really care what major you are. They more care about just like you're passionate slash like interested in something. So if you want to be an econ major because you're interested in econ, then it seems natural for you to do extracurriculars that are econ related, you
Right.
know? So I guess to give a personal example, for me, my school didn't have any economics classes.
Hmm.
So no economics like extracurriculars, like none of like the business, like I think it's called like FBLA. I think there's something else like DECA. We didn't have any of that. So what I did freshman, sophomore year, I just self-studied for AP Microeconomics and AP Macro. So those were like my extracurricular slash academics and econ. And that's kind of like how I got started with like, oh, I'm really interested in this.
Mm-hmm.
So then junior year, I didn't have to like have any more tests to study for. So I like Googled economics extracurriculars for high schoolers. And I found the National Economics Challenge. And so I actually formed a team at my school. And we like did that competition. So that was like an econ extracurricular. And then at that competition, I found myself as the only girl in the final round. And so that made me like do research on like the gender gap in econ. And then I found some like cool evidence about like how the most popular introductory economics book has blue sports cars on the front cover. So there's like this implicit bias with images of economics textbooks that's like perpetuating the gender gap. And so then from that, I started writing a book, like an introductory economics book for middle school slash like high school students, so that like when they first get into econ, it's not this gender biased environment, but rather like a more inclusive environment. So I think it was just like one thing on top of another, but it was a very natural progression of me just following my interest. And so then by the end of high school, I was like, okay, I'm interested in econ. I would be interested in pursuing an econ major. And that's when I actually started applying to colleges, and I just put econ as my major.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like plan it out with like, oh, I want to be an
Right.
econ major, you know? Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most about college?
The people, definitely the people. Like I feel like with everybody who I've talked to, like Stanford 24 admins, it just seems like we just click.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like so excited to meet more like-minded people.
Mm-hmm. But you don't talk to anyone yet.
I've talked to you. No, I've talked to like quite a few.
Mm-hmm. You don't talk on the Facebook group chats.
Oh yeah, because that's like texting. I don't text. I just like call face to face, man.
Yeah, I think what I'm most excited about is like having the resources to like pursue whatever you want. Because like in my high school is like pretty small. So there's like not really many opportunities to like go do things outside of like the core curriculum. So like in that way, I'm really excited for Stanford because there's like something for everyone, you know? Like whatever your interest is, you're gonna have like a group of people and like a club or like an activity or whatever that you can do. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
How do you plan on styling your dorm?
Ooh, okay. So I got so many plants for my room, and this is like a quarantine activity. I went to Home Depot and just got plants. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have like a tree, like a legit tree right there. You can see by my door. It's kind of a baby right now. So I'm definitely gonna have those plants. I think, oh, and I have another one here on my desk. It's kind of like a small one. It's called a snake plant. So I'm just like, I think like plants just make your space so much like happier and like peaceful and just like rejuvenating. So I'm definitely gonna have plants. I also love how people have like fairy lights or just like lights in their room. So I'm definitely gonna do that.
I really want to go for like a minimalist setup.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of like tech YouTubers and I'm looking like at their desk setups. And then I want to have like the double monitors. Oh, man, it's gonna be so exciting.
Nice.
To become a tech YouTuber. That's my plan. Best tips for the SAT or ACT?
Take the practice tests. Like just take them, you know? I had one of my friends who like took all 8 of College Board's SATs and he got a 1600. Like that's all the studying he did. He just took the test, like looked at the answers, like figured out what he did wrong, got that like pattern recognition down of like how the test worked. Because basically the SAT, there's like 8 types of questions. And like for every type of question, you think about it the same way and you can get to the right answer. So if you can just train yourself to like think in the way that the test like expects you to think in, then you're golden. Yeah, so like literally that's not really what I did. So I guess I didn't get a 1600.
What did you do?
I bought like study books. So I was like kind of basic. Like I got like Erica Meltzer's, she had some English books. But I definitely think maybe it helped. I think those like helped with like me getting the general framework down of just like there's like different types of questions and this is like a general way you can think about it. But I think the most productive way to study is to just take a bunch of tests. And that might be dry and like a little boring, but it's like the way. So for the ACT, actually, that's what I did
Yeah, I definitely agree. For the first two times I took the SAT, I didn't really study. Um, and then I didn't get the scores that I wanted. But for the last one, I came back from Korea, and then I ordered the College Board like the official like study book for the SAT. But then it didn't come in for like 2 weeks, and so I got it like the week before the August SAT, and then yeah, I like tried reading through it, but like I didn't think it was that helpful when it was like teaching me like the skills and stuff. But like I did take, I think like 2 or 3, maybe 4 of the practice tests. And honestly, I think that was enough because once you take the SAT like a couple times, even if it's just the practice ones, you get into like the SAT mindset and like what you were talking about with like pattern recognition. I think that's basically all the SAT is. Baked or mashed potatoes?
I don't know. Neither. I don't really like.
You don't like potatoes?
I think I like them in like not like I feel like those are like the traditional like American ways, you know. Chinese dishes there's like this sliced potatoes. Like I don't know, it's like in very thin strips. They're not French fries, like very, very thin. And then there's like kind of like vinegar and like sugar and salt. I feel like that
Like
sounds
chips.
really disgusting to people.
So like chips.
Like yeah, but it's like cooked and it's hot and it's just like so good. And it's like so crispy because it's like thin and it's just so good. That's the best way for potatoes to be. Like mashed potatoes and like baked potatoes are like squishy, you know. I don't like that.
I think mashed potatoes and gravy is really good when you get it from KFC.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like discuss an intellectual experience. It's like something like intellectual experience and like talk about it.
Yeah,
Right, so I think a trick with that essay prompt is to tie it to everyday life, because if you just talk about like this really abstract intellectual experience, people are going to be like, oh my God, they're so fake, you know? So with that essay, I actually, you can find it on my channel. I did like a Stanford supplemental essays, but I basically wrote about how I was in Taiwan and I found that like all the dogs were unneutered. And like I started it, like my hook was like, oh my, like it was like, what are those? And like I was pointing to the dog's testicles. So and then I just like didn't know, like I don't know, because all the dogs in the US were like neutered, and so that was my first time seeing dog testicles. So I kind of like I had that in there to like have a fun beginning, you know. So it's like, okay, this is real. This is real life. And then I took how I from that like everyday experience. It's like so like mundane, right? But from that like observation, I started thinking about like, wow, like why are the dogs in Taiwan unneutered? Like why is there this pattern in our world? So I think that's where the intellectual vitality comes in, is you observe daily things that seem mundane to other people, but you actually ask the why and you dig into the why. So I developed my essay by like basically talking about, I kind of tied it to economics with how in Taiwan there weren't as many neutering services because they weren't, like the veterinarians weren't incentivized to do so, because then, you know, there would be less dogs, like the dog population would decrease. So then they get less business. But then in the US, it's kind of like more like we have like free neutering services for dogs, because I guess it's just like so it's kind of tied in with culture as well. So I just kind of like discussed it from like I don't know if it's like just like a social studies lens, and just like talked about this very everyday thing I saw, but I like discussed it in this like academic framework, and I think that appealed to like that like showed my intellectual vitality.
Okay, so how are we gonna end this?
That's it. I don't know, just be like, thanks for watching. If you want to watch part 1, go like
Okay. All right, guys. So I think that's going to do it for our Q&A session today. If you want to watch part 1 of this session, check out Iris's channel. She has a video on part 1. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe.
That was so awkward. That was so awkward.
Make sure to like and subscribe for some more great college-related content, and also like general lifestyle content, I guess. I don't know what Iris wants to do with her channel.
Yeah. Oh, for my channel, I think right now it's gonna be college focused, for sure. College focused.
Mhm.
Oh, like study tips and stuff.
Mhm.
Time management.
That's going to do it for today, folks. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Why are you laughing?
Oh, that was just awkward. I don't know.